Hey y'all, I am back. I wanted to do like a little catch up, like how was it? I apologize ahead of time because it is partly cloudy right now and so the sun is going in and out. There's nothing I can do about it. So, but if the light goes in and out, that's the reason why, and I'm really sorry. I'm still processing everything that happened while I was gone. It was Bethel's School of Worship for 2 weeks and they were extremely full days. I thought that I was going to be able to work while I was gone. Nope, I wasn't able to. I think I posted one thing the day before school started and like that was it. And then the following Saturday I went to visit Janie. Then I had like this school, like the student barbecue thing. And then after that, there was something that we did. Oh no, I met up with Rachel. And then there was a very full Saturday. And then Sunday I went to church. This was the second week that I was there. And then I just kind of like tried to chill out Sunday to get ready for the next week of classes. So they were full days and I loved it. There was so much awesome stuff being taught. I jokingly say it was like being waterboarded in the spirit because there was so much rich, awesome teaching. We heard from Bill Johnson and Jen Johnson and Brian Johnson and Phil Wickham and Christine Kane. Oh my gosh, Tasha Cobbs. Just so many amazing like warriors of worship, and it was so good for me. And it was life-changing. It was absolutely life-changing, and I'm still trying to process what to do, not do, but how to be. That's the problem, is like I was doing too much before. I will share, I'm just kind of going on bunny trails and just kind of, hopefully if you get something from this. This is not technically the video for this week. I just wanted to catch up. I will be putting a little tabletop video here together and decorating my new insert because my other insert is just about full. But I just wanted to kind of just chat and just tell y'all what happened. And I didn't realize how much anxiety I had. And I'm trying to be very careful because I really want everyone to hear my heart. I'm always transparent. And I try to be vulnerable. There's a difference, and I learned that there's a difference. And I kind of want to be more vulnerable, but you know, it's scary to be vulnerable with people because I'm afraid that I'll be misunderstood. And I don't want people to hear that I'm not thankful. I don't want people to hear me complaining or anything like that. But just by the nature of this platform, and this is me, here we go, I'm going in right now. Just by the nature of this platform, it's, you know, y'all are so sweet to me and supporting me for this content. And I'm so thankful. But because it's like I'm getting your stuff ahead of time, your money ahead of time, and then I owe you all this content, it's a owed kind of relationship. It's not like, here's my washi that I've made, here it is, it's available, buy it if you want it, don't buy it if you don't want it. You know what I mean? Like I don't owe anyone washi. And that's why we'll never do a pre-order for washi, by the way, because I don't want to owe the fact I don't like owing people stuff. Like it just squashes creativity, you know what I mean? So that's just the way that it works though for this platform, and I'm so thankful for it. But because of that, oh God, I owe people stuff, it kind of like, that has been really stressful. And so I have done that to myself. That is nobody else's fault. It's not Patreon's fault. It's not my patron's fault. It's nobody's fault but mine, because I have self-imposed all these expectations for myself, and I did not even realize how much anxiety every day. I was so anxious every day because I felt like if I didn't post every day, if I didn't do this, if I didn't do that, then people would leave and that I wouldn't be able to take care of my family. So crazy anxiety, like not good. But I didn't know until this worship school experience, which was absolutely amazing, so much healing. And in Stephanie Gretzinger's talk, she wanted to pray for two groups of people. And one of the groups of people were people who felt anxious, and the other group of people were people who felt pressured. And I felt pressured, actually, more. Like, I feel pressure to perform. I just realized too, like, I just did this Enneagram, like, test or whatever, personality test. I'm a 3, which is like perfectionism, wants to achieve stuff, like feels love when they perform well. And I didn't realize, like, I gotta read more into this stuff. So anyway, I wasn't sure which group to stand for because I did want healing, and I was like, well, maybe I should do both. And she was talking about this anxiety group. Later on, I realized the pressure group actually wasn't the group that it fit me at all. It was a different kind of, and I'll explain that in just a second. But I'm sitting there in my chair, and she's asking people to stand because she's going to pray for them. And I'm like, do I stand for this group? Do I stand for the next group? I'm not sure. I don't think I'm anxious. Like, I feel more pressure than anxiety and all this stuff. And I'm like having this conversation with God in my head. And the funniest thing happened. It's like, I did the math. And you know how your Apple Watch will, like, if you haven't been standing a lot, like 1 out of 60 minutes, it will tell you to stand up, right? That's a 1.6% chance that this did this at this minute of the day. 1.6% chance. I'm sitting there contemplating, and my watch goes, bzz, bzz, time to stand. And I was like, well, there you go. There's my sign. I stood up. I started just bawling, and I was just crying because, like, everything she was praying, everything that she was explaining, it was just, it made so much sense to me. Like, I was so anxious, like panic attacks, you know, like performing out of panic. And that's so unhealthy. It is, I mean, working through like meal times and working through time with my family and not doing stuff with my family and just not eating and not taking care of myself. Like, that's what I've been doing because I keep setting the bar higher and higher and higher and higher. She prayed for me, and I really did feel something fall off. I felt so much lighter afterwards. And it ends up that the pressure people were like pressure to feel like you have to be someone great and you have to move the world, and basically people who felt pressure to be someone amazingly great, which I actually don't. I don't feel pressure to be amazing great. I think I'm pretty great just as it is. Like, I have a confidence now in Jesus that I feel pretty good. Like, I don't have that kind of pressure, but I absolutely was drowning in anxiety. That was one of the things that was like a major deal that was life-changing, that I really felt like freedom from anxiety. And even from then on out, like, I didn't have any anxiety. But as soon as I stepped back into my house, I got back, my plane landed at I think it was like 6:30 on this last Saturday, the 21st, I think. I literally went from the airport. My friend Ashley picked me up, and I went straight to House of Prayer, got on the stage, and started leading. And I was pooped, but I did it. It was really good, and I just like was so thankful to be back home in House of Prayer. And there's so much more I want to do for my ministry here that I've been avoiding because of all the things that I'm trying to do. So we got back super late. I was like past midnight. And as soon as I got home, I was like, David, you're coming to my office with me. We're praying. We're anointing this room. And I just was like rebuking fear and just like no panic in this room. No performance out of panic. No performance, period. Just like working from a place of peace, and just to have this like, Lord, would you just hem this place in with your peace? And I don't want to be anxious anymore. Like, I don't want to be anxious. So that was Saturday. Sunday, I took the day to be with my family. And normally Monday, I would be like gung-ho hard working, get back to work. But I really felt like I wasn't supposed to yet. And that was so hard for me because my want to get stuff done, wanted to get stuff done. But Jesus was just like, no, I want you today. I was like, okay. So then Tuesday, I started getting back with all my admin stuff. Like Tuesday was basically all admin day of getting back to messages and comments and getting spreadsheets reconciled and people in the Facebook group and just kind of like organizing my thoughts and stuff. And so that was Tuesday. But so that again, that was like one of the main things. One of them was just like, I didn't realize I had anxiety, and this one song has just been blessing me so much. And it's just like, you know, the keeper of peace. Jesus is the keeper of peace. And I have I'll put it in the link down here of the little description of that song. I was in the room actually when that was being recorded, and I was kind of like in the middle, like towards the front, in the middle to the like right middle, like this. And I guess for you it'd be over here. I just loved that song, and I keep playing it over and over again. I think I'm gonna sing it this week for Burn, because I have on Friday I have a Burn set I'm singing for. And so that was one thing. I don't even know, hold on, what time? All right, we're good. I think we're good. The second thing that was like crazy awesome, I mean, there was like a ton of things that happened. I learned a lot. I went to a lot of leadership classes and like pastoral classes, more like pastoring a team, leading a team classes. And I really was super excited to get some more like insight and wisdom on just like leading a team and leading people. Brave communication, which is so important. I thought I was all right at it, but like actually I wasn't very good at it. I would kind of like move away from conflict. Actually, like I don't like conflict at all, or confrontation. So that really helped me to not be so scared of confrontation in my ministry. We're here in San Antonio, and just in my family and people that I love and know, my friends here. So that was good. But the other life-changing thing, which all of it's life-changing, but the other huge thing that I was like impacted me in such a deep way, just the way the Lord postured my heart towards Father. I feel like I have to sneeze. Hold on. Is it coming? Yeah. Oh, there it is. Okay. It's been weird. Like coming back to Texas, it's like my nose is like, oh yes, I remember all of these things floating around in the air. In my belief, in my relationship, I believe that there's a divine being that's 3 in 1. God, Father, Son, Jesus, and Holy Spirit. And the way that I related to Father of the Trinity was like I was always ashamed. And most of it stemmed from my background of being sexually abused when I was young, and even in my marriage, like before David was radically changed. And so I had this heart posture of, I'm damaged goods, and I can't look at his face because I'm so dirty. And it wasn't even my fault. Honestly, I was a very pure person. Like I didn't, you know, have relationships with a lot of men. David is the only person that I knew in an intimate way. My heart position was always just like head hung. He's somewhere back here talking to me, and I can't even turn to look at him, and my head is just hanging down. And that's just how I felt, like that I couldn't make eyes with him. And the first week, I just felt like I felt him lifting my head. I never felt like that before. I never felt like I could look at the face of Father God because I was too dirty. But he lifted my head, and I saw a smile, and there was no doubt in his eyes that he loved me so much. Life-changing. Life-changing. It gave me such confidence to see his smile for my life, like that he knew all the hurt I'd been through, and he was really angry for all the hurt that I went through, but that he just loved me so much, and he loved how soft that I've stayed through all of it, and how I longed to love him as best as I knew how. And he lifted my head. So there's a verse in Psalms 3:3, and it just says, the one that I take refuge in, the lifter of my head. And that's just, I just felt that. I felt that posture. I felt that. I looked at him, I saw his smile, and I just all in worship. I was just like throwing my head back, just like worshiping Jesus. And it was such a huge deal for me. I was like, I have to mark this. I have to mark this as a memorial in my life. And what I wanted to do to mark it was to literally mark my body. Now, a lot of people have different views on tattoos and things like that. And I honor people. If I go into a place and I know that someone has a really big problem with tattoos, I wear long sleeves. I don't care how hot it is. Out of honoring that person and not wanting them to stumble by judging me, I wear long sleeves. I found the most amazing, sweet artist. Marked by Heaven is her studio name. And it's just incredible how even people can say what they want, again, about tattoos, but even how the Lord was in this experience. And by the way, the Bible verse that says that in Exodus, it says, don't mark your body for other gods. So mine are for my God, the Almighty God. So I don't know. I don't think he's mad about it. But anyway, so we go into this shop, and her name's Taylor, which is the name of my baby girl that didn't make it. I have a girl in heaven. I miscarried. So the fact that her name is Taylor was just super sweet. And then she is like, she's got worship music on, and she's doing like the little outline of my art that I gave to her. And by the way, like, I actually contacted another artist to do this contour drawing for me because I really liked her work. She wasn't getting back to me. And so I was like, well, maybe I'll just try it by myself. So I took a picture just like super quick of me lifting my head up, and then I took my iPad Pro and I traced it and just tried to do the contour drawing myself. And I actually liked how it turned out, and my husband had a lot of modifications for it that he wanted, because of course this would be permanent on my body. So we kind of modified it, and so she's there drawing my design that happens to be my face. I know that's super weird having my own profile on my arm, but she's drawing it, and she's like, oh, this song is for you. And there's this worship like playlist she had going on, and the song comes on and it says, lift up your head. They're singing, lift up your head, lift up your head. And I was like, what? Are you kidding? And so I'm just bawling in the tattoo little parlor. It's just this like one room that she's rented. I'm just crying and having a moment with the Lord as my two friends that I've made are sitting there waiting for me to get this tattoo. And it was just so sweet. And so she does the tattoo, it hurts, and this, again, this playlist is like a shuffling thing on her phone. And then as she's doing the last letter of my tattoo, the last stroke of it, that song plays again. Lift up your head, lift up your head. So the tattoo starts and finishes with like in that song at the start and at the end. Now, that is also, what are the chances? She wasn't pushing step buttons on her phone. She wasn't. She was just doing her thing, and it just happened to be playing randomly on her phone. I'm just like, I'm telling you, that I feel was just like so divine. And so, of course, I start crying again and everything's done. So I do have a new tattoo of a contour drawing that I did, and that says lifter of my head. It's still healing, and this is a crown, and y'all know I love like king daughter, and it just was super solidified for me. And I was working on some different crowns, and I did a flower crown because I really felt like the Lord told me, it reminds me of like a little girl. Like I remember, y'all remember like when you're little and you'd make yourself a little flower crown with like daisies or something, and you'd stick it on your head. And it just reminded me of innocence. He was just saying, I'm restoring your innocence. I'm restoring your innocence. So that's the kind of crown that I wanted on my profile for my piece, because it's just like innocent. And so I've got my flower crown and the lifter of my head and like this, and it's a contour drawing, which is super fun and abstract. So I got that done. So yeah, those are some of the main like big things that happened. All of the worship was amazing. I just learned so much. Again, I'm still processing through it. I'm going through my notes from each day. I'm taking one day to go, you know, for each day of notes that I took, and just like praying and asking, like, what is it that I really need to apply to my life? And like, I've been getting these cool one-liners from God, like, you know, this confidence thing, you know, like I'm feeling really confident, and which is something I'd really struggled with before. And the lie that comes in is, well, careful, you could be arrogant. And I felt in my heart, like, I felt God say, all arrogance is confidence that doesn't listen. So I'm like, oh, that's really good. I wrote it down. And I mean, if you're confident and you decide not to listen to people around you or the authority above you, you know, or just not be humble in your confidence, like that is when it becomes arrogance. So I'm not really afraid of that anymore, because I really love listening to people. So that was cool. That fear was just like, boom, you know, like I just feel like all these fears came up, and like Janie said in her word to me, was just like, I see you punching fear in the face. And I'm just like, yes, like, boo, like all these fears, all these lies that have been just really like keeping me in this anxious state. And I'm not anxious anymore. It doesn't mean I'm not going to work, because again, I'm a 3, I like to work. But it just means that I want to be working from a place of peace, that I want to be just hemmed in peace, and, you know, and just practicing self-care. Like, I am worthy enough to take care of myself. What does self-care look like for me? It looks like stopping what I'm doing and making myself a semi-healthy lunch, you know, and not just like eating candy through editing a video. And it looks different. He's showing me how it looks for me to have self-care. It means reading more. And I feel that all these things that I'm going to be implementing, I feel like when I'm investing in myself, man, that's going to like be so much better for y'all for content, because I won't have a dry well. You know what I mean? Like, I felt like I was just like scraping and it's not anyone's fault but me being in those unhealthy mindsets. And so a lot has been revealed to me. I'm really excited for the future. I'm just trying to just like sit here and be like, okay, what do you want today, Lord? Like, what should I bring to the people? And that's kind of where I am right now. And lots of art. So excited about all the art. I'm really feeling even more confident in what he's called me to draw and paint. Like all of that, like all the hurts that I had experienced from the past, people being ugly to me. I mean, it's like nothing. It's not affecting me. I am like super confident, and it's so awesome. Like that's huge. That's a huge deal, because I was so insecure. Like, I thought I was confident, but I was just like allowing all these lies to just fester in here. And so just so excited that I have more peace, and that I'm taking time for myself, and that I'm taking time to get this in order, like my room in order. And not just like pushing behind the computer and striving behind the computer. I really want to just impart to you who I am. You teach what you know, but I want to be able to impart who I am. You impart who you are. And I don't want to impart to people, because you're imparting to people whether you like it or not, just by being around them. I don't want to impart anxiety and striving and panic, and you know, I don't want to impart that. That's something that's unseen, that's absorbed through the viewer. I want to impart peace and self-worth and joy, like true joy, and just kindness to yourself and others, and just, I don't know, self-care. That's a lot of rambling, and this is almost 30 minutes long. So just a super long sit down chat about kind of what happened on my trip, and I'll probably unpack little bits here and there as I can. Thank you so much for being amazingly patient while I was out, and for just being a part of this journey with me. And you know, if you want me to like talk more about this transition that I'm having, this journey that I'm taking, I believe I'm healed and free from anxiety, but these thought patterns are trying to creep back up in my brain again. If that's something that interests you, let me know. I want this place to be more about long-term health and long-term just like growth with people, like growing and emotional health. Like, isn't that why we journal anyway? It makes us healthy emotionally. But just like specifically some of these things I'm working through, if you are interested in hearing more about my journey and what I'm doing, then I would be happy to talk about that. I love art. I think art's great, but I want to see where we can take this art and make it more than just color and paper, where it can be actually tools to just really free ourselves and to just let stuff out, you know? And I mean, we've been doing that anyway, but I'm just realizing even more how much deeper this can go. So anyway, too much blabbing. I love y'all, and I'm going to get your video for this week out probably Friday. Yes, Friday. And then I'll have to get out, I want to do Doug Thoughts with Doug for YouTube soon. I'm done panicking about it. I know I have stuff I need to do, but I'm not gonna kill myself emotionally to do it. But this will be, I'm gonna put this tomorrow, so Thursday this will go up, and then Friday I'll have something artsy for you, and then might not have a YouTube one this week, but for sure we'll have the YouTube next week, the preview, and then an art video also next week too. So yes, and also Count Zinzendorf is coming, so my kitty cat will be here soon, and I'm so excited about that. Thank you all again for just like sticking around, hearing me out, just being open to all the stuff that happened in my life. Like, I am so excited. I'm so excited and hopeful for the future, and really excited to start working on the scribe class and then on the expressionism class, lines less taken. So anyway, I love y'all. I will talk to you later.